A global excursion from the comfort of the home. This 8-round championship is coming to a close in just a few weeks' time, and this is the penultimate round. Welcome to Sao Paulo, Brazil, to a circuit named Interlagos for one of the last rounds of the 2023 Porsche Esports Sprint Challenge Canada. Hi everybody, I'm Kyle Heyer, joined by DJ Clark for the 7th of 8 rounds of this championship. DJ, welcome back. Sao Paulo, Brazil's Interlagos, between two lakes. This place has lots of history, and tonight, lots of action. This is round number 7 from Interlagos. The Porsche Esports Sprint Challenge Canada is green, and the 73 gets a clean launch away. Racine Fazui to the inside, down for turn number 1. They're 3 abreast into the first corner.
And that's not altogether surprising there. They are going to keep it together. I did see Levesque pull out of pit lane, so that's good news for fans of the triple lane. It looks like down through the Senna S, everybody clear now. Let's see. Oh, we've got a spin in the back.
Oh, there is going to be big trouble back there if they don't get off the racetrack. There's several drivers involved. Brody Goebel's one of them, and so Johansson, Rudzitis, and more. We'll check in with that a little bit later as more cars pile in. We'll go back and look. But up front, Phil Bouchard leads the way. Significant damage, so here's a look from high above. Was there contact there? And around they went. And here's another look at it from a different angle right here. Kind of crowds the 337 a little bit, and then back across the racetrack, and from that point on, it's just game over for anyone that piled in there. Good news is the engines in these Porsches are in the back, so you can get away with a little bit of contact, but too much is going to damage that car beyond repair.
A little bit of banging doors there, but look at this. Fazui able to get the run through the second part of the Senna S. Now as they come through the Curva del Sol, it's going to favor back to Lacherity. Here he comes right now. Let's see if he's able to keep that power ahead. Woo! There's not quite enough to get the crossover as Fazui's going to try to hold this out down to the Cita do Lago.
Now to the outside of turn 4. Can he use up the 58? Can Lacherity push him wide? No, he leaves him plenty of space. Great clean racecraft there. This is a battle for the championship. These are your 2 championship leaders, and they are door to door, mirror to mirror into turn 6 here at Interlagos with just a round and a half left to go, chasing each other nose to tail, and that brought in Ganon, Renault, and Hovesen right back into the fight.
Get the run that he really wanted to coming out of the junction as the triple eight of Levesque already looking down to the inside, going down to the inside as they cross over the pit lane entry. This is going to be advantage Levesque here at this moment. Is he able to slot in front? Yes, he is. That was textbook.
Yeah, pretty orderly single file for the rest of the field at the moment. Romagnolo closed in on Bergeron here.
Romagnolo getting involved in a little bit of how you doing there coming off at the junction. That's going to set things up very, very interestingly as Leger is going to be riding around in 18th place right now. Now that is Romagnolo directly up in front of him. Alex Bergeron up the road. Leger going to be getting a double draft here at this point, but I think that's going to come to naught as the 55 tries to make a move to the outside.
And he's going to sweep to driver's left for turn number 1. Late on the brakes. Can he get it stopped? He's going to slide wide. Bergeron crosses over. He loses control of the car for a moment. They're going to bang doors. Bergeron runs wide, and Leger's going to pass both as the 12 hammers the tire bundles. He's in the wall.
And that could not have worked out any better for Etienne Leger there at that point. But absolute heartbreak there for Bergeron there. As you mentioned it, Kyle, the rear end of that car absolutely stepping out. And just contact there when they were starting to put in steering input to get through the second part of the Senna S. And that was just enough to be able to send that number 12 spinning around.
Yeah, I have a hard time deciding who was the naughty one there, but either way, the stewards will have a look at it post-race and determine any penalties moving forward. But Bergeron got the worst end of that Dussault, so he's working over a spot. And Gustavo Fozier is in the wall, the 23.
All right, now that's a little bit of an odd area to have that happen. That's going down into Perejeño, I believe. Let's take a look at this. All right, so he's going to come down here into SA. Brings the car around. Did he try to bite off a little bit more than he could chew? Oh. Contact there, and that was what sent him around.
And that was contact with Matt Adams. And while we were watching that, there was more trouble. This time, Josiah Farrow and Kevin Norris came together. What happened here between these two? Ooh, there might have been some front to rear. I got to go back a little bit further.
Let's take a look here at this point. This is the same portion of the track. Takes a look down to the inside of SA, and there the 915, I've got to say, for Josiah Farrow, that's a completely legitimate line there for him, really trying to arc that corner as much as possible, and I think it's a little bit of a sloppy overtaking job there that came back to bite.
Yeah, Norris got into the back of him there, certainly, and that's going to hurt as he's up to 12th place. Adrian Paluch and Nathan Bartley side by side. Paluch in the 70, Bartley, the white car on the inside, the 37 for Porsche Center Calgary. He's through into P17. Ask.
Yeah, it's a lot to ask for here at this point, but he's not going to go
quietly
he's going to go for it. Here he comes, defending well was Adams, but that is not enough to hold off the charging Guillaume Levesque.
Oh, he ran him way wide at the exit of turn 4. He took that with conviction, and he's through now. Look at Blake Townend in the 57 trying to come back over. And oh, was there a touch there? The 17 runs wide.
I think there may have just been the slightest little bit of touches there, but now with Levesque up into P11, his next sight is on Manalo, but he's running out of time to do it. I don't think he's going to have enough.
The 73 comes up the hill after starting up front on pole. He's going to win this one by a handily 2-second gap. Phil Bouchard wins race 1 of round 7 of the Porsche Esports Sprint Challenge Canada. Some drivers that didn't have such good luck in this race. Alex Ellis, 4th in this one, and Liam Rosita, Arnaud Genet, and more. But Christopher Cook didn't qualify, managed to get up to 27th place, one of the last drivers on the lead lap. So he will finish P27, it looks like, as now the session will tick on over. We'll lose our results for the time being. Next race is going to be the part of the season finale. The field launches, and Josh Manalo is off to a great start. There are already 4 abreast behind them, leading down to turn number 1. It's going to get very tight. Lots of crossovers and switchovers into the first corner.
All right, here they go. Looks like the first couple of drivers are through that first corner nice and easily, but as you said, the right-hander here at the center is going to be where we saw that problem last time, despite going 3-4
spinner behind him.
I did it again.
Oh, right this time, Curva do Sol, and that's the 4 of Stephen Warcup spinning. I think a lot of drivers avoided it, but there was others off track that found themselves in trouble. We'll go over that in a little while, but looks like the 4 avoided major contact, and we'll continue.
Yeah, I think he'll be able to carry on here at this
Romano.
point.
Sorry.
Oh.
Giovanni Romano and I think Nathan Bartley are off course.
Yeah, looks like they are. Lots of drivers here running into problems early on. A little bit of side-by-side there for P2 as they all fight coming up into SM.
Oh, a little trouble there. The 89 gets some contact from Hovesen. Around the outside comes Trepanier, and that's Jean-Ganal Renault looking to get into the mix as well. Manalo leads, Radosavich second, Caron up to 3rd, and it's a big battle behind him. And Fazui in the 58, the 21, they come together again and almost tangle at turn number 8.
And credit there
to
the
big
crash.
crash.
Big crash.
That's Bouchard in the 73.
Oh, that is absolutely a tough break there for Phil Bouchard. The front end of that Porsche absolutely caved in. Thankfully, as you said earlier, the engine located in the rear, but that is not going to be a happily handling car.
Jean-Philippe Dubois is also around in the number 102 car, so big dramas here on the opening lap. We'll go over them once things get strung out a little bit more, but it's Manalo out front, Radosavich, Caron, your top 3.
Good response there for the Mark Motors team is there. We see a little bit of a look to the inside there for Matt Adams, trying to send it, or from Leger rather, sending it down into the corner on Blake Townend. He's going to have to go the long way around here down the left-hander, and he's going to lose out as they run. And here at the corner is that number 34 going to be able to turn this out. He's got the advantage, and now it's going to favor him on the track as Caron looks on greedily, and Manalo loses 2 places in the space of 2 corners.
And look at the Porsche Center Halifax drivers, Caron and Hovesen in the mix. There's contact. Ooh. Manalo goes for a slide on corner exit. He almost got hooked off the front bumper of the 15. As here comes Caron to the outside at turn 4. That's a tough line to keep.
That's a tough line to keep, but he's going to keep it nonetheless. He's going to try to carry speed here through the second part of the Descida do Lago. They're going to be in a flat drag race. It's going to be Radosavich ahead by a hair. Now it's going to be Caron as they work up the hill coming into Ferradura.
Turn 6 now. Radosavich falls in line. Caron doing what he did last week at Road America, muscling his way ahead here in race number 2. Hovesen trying to do the same. Where did Porsche Halifax come from? They have showed up to party this week at Interlagos, and behind him Trepanier, Manalo, Therio, and here comes Racine Fazui. He's put a car between himself and the points leader.
We're at this point, and we're only 5 minutes down.
Trouble. Turn 1, spinner.
Turn spin.
The 12 of Bergeron and the 379 of McGraw right in the middle of that first corner, but they'll pull away.
They'll pull away there. I can't tell if there was contact here, Kyle, or if this was frankly just spinning in sympathy. Merest of nudges there, it looked like.
The small moment. He's got a little bit of breathing room. He's going to take a look down here at turn number 12 on the inside and clear Manalo for 5th place. Fazui's up to P5. Just nipping away points, and one car's way out wide. It's Manalo. It's going to open the door and move one of those cars out of the way. He'll lose 1, 2, 3 spots now as the AAA to Levesque tries to go the long way around here.
That's just
look at the 21! In turn 1, they crash!
And that has massive championship implications as he is going to lose 3-4 positions. Lecherete all the way back down into 10th here at this point, and Matt Adams trying to put him down into 11th.
And being hounded for more That was an uncharacteristic mistake, maybe a little bit, a hint of desperation perhaps from the 21. Let's go back and look at it. It caught me off guard because we don't typically see a big dive like that from Le Charité, but here's a look. Here's a little bit later on the brakes. I'm not even sure he meant to do that, but locked up the left front like we talked about in that curved braking zone and gets into the 18. You have to feel for Jean-Guinan Renault because he was just a victim here.
Yeah, really and truly was. Let's take another look at it here, and I think this was a situation where probably just broke a little bit too late, tried to put in the steering as much as possible. There you can see that left front tire actually lock up on him.
How short the straightest are. Here's Fazui down into turn 1. Senna S, and he passes Hovesen for third. Hovesen tried to cross him over but couldn't do it.
And great move there from Fazui. A little bit more aggressive than I was anticipating as we watch the 17. Matt Adams trying to do the same thing on Blake Townend. He's got to be able to carry it out there for that mark.
Oh, he's wide.
Yep.
And just like that, loses 2, maybe 3 spots as his teammate comes around the outside. Both of those drivers off course. That's Jean-Guinan Renault and Etienne Leger.
All right, everybody favoring down on that inside line. Are we going to see a little bit of 3 wide here? I doubt Fazui's going to want to risk that here at this point. And indeed, he's going to stay tucked up and just try to get the move done on Zoran Radosavich. Forces Radosavich a little bit wide. That's 1 position gain for Fazui.
1 at a time. That's all you can do right now. Getting 2 or more would be getting a little greedy. Here's Trepanier back into the mix. Hovesen to the outside. Door gets slammed by the 34 Radosavich, who tucks back in for third. This is an all-out brawl here in the Porsche Esports Sprint Challenge Canada. And look at behind, the 89 and 87 going back at it like they did at the start. Run out of 4.
As the run out of 4, but it's easier said than done. Coming up through Ferradura, he's going to have the inside line. You can carry a little bit more speed if you're Caron, but that is Fazui up into the lead.
Wow, Racine Fazui takes the top spot away. A lockup from the 34. And the 15 runs wide. Here comes the 87 to Trepanier into the mix for 4th place. They are battling side by side.
And as we come down here, this should be, I think, 2 laps to go at the line.
Oh, look at this. 3 wide out of turn 12. Levesque to the inside. And Theriot had to back out there as the 87 was still on the outside. That was Hovesen, rather, that had to back out. And now they're door-to-door down the straightaway.
Battle of the late breakers coming down into the corner. They bang doors.
Contact once, twice, maybe thrice as they come down through the Senna S. They're still leaning on each other now. Elbows are out and they're throwing jabs here in the closing moments of round 7. And it'll be back to the left. So if Levesque can hang tough here on the outside, which he does, he'll have the spot, and he does. What a great pass there by the AAA to Levesque. From the back of the field up to 5th place, Hovesen tries to swing around and do the same thing to him. He locks up the tires.
Locks up the tires, and that is Hovesen making the first mistake that we have seen him make all night long. He's going to find himself down in 8th position, and as these drivers come to the white flag, it's going to be hard-pressed for him to make it back up.
Round number 7 goes to Racine Fazui in the Porsche Esports Sprint Challenge Canada, and the championship for Le Charité hangs in the balance as they come to the final round next week.
Oh, this is a spicy championship as we've got a couple other drivers here crossing over the line.
And Le Charité lost one. He lost one, DJ. 10th place for the 21.
Oh, that makes this final round in a week's time even more fascinating. Let's see what happened.
Oh, it was a slowdown, I think.
Yeah.
Where did he get it? Was on the outside of 12? Did he step over the boundary here? I think he did right there, perhaps. Yep. Or maybe on exit even. No, I think it had to have been there. And he had to serve the slowdown, and that will drop him a spot. 10th for the championship leader and 1st for his rival. And that is going to make for a very intriguing season finale. But the championship is going to come down to one final event, May 22nd. That is a Monday. So if you're used to joining us every couple of weeks on a Thursday, make sure that you're with us Monday, May 22nd, the final round of the 2023 Porsche Esports Sprint Challenge Canada from Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. That is going to be an absolute blast. Can't wait to share it with you. I'm Kyle Heyer alongside DJ Clark. We'll see you for round number 8 on Monday, May 22nd from Mosport.